Hello, and welcome to today's live stream on my vanilla server. Here with my brother. Today I think the task is back at this Guardian farm. I want to flesh out some of my base. It's been looking a little bit terrible, and I am really running out of storage at my little storage room. So, while we might be borrowing some of the drops from the Guardians, they are working fine. We might also be routing some items in a bit, but I haven't quite thought that through. What else do we have? Yeah, but as you see, we still have like half of this regular stone in the walls here. I don't know if I really want to keep this ring either. I know I've been AFKing in that corner on the ring when I am AFK here, but I'm just not sure what I want to keep or not. But certainly we can tidy up walls, and what I really want, whoops, up, is on that side to make a underwater tunnel bridge. Does that make sense? Like a big circle in the wall here that goes out and over to my main base.
What do you want to start with today?
Well, I think we want to start looking into what that tunnel means. It may have to be skewed to the side looking at it, because we have to run into the island.
So we have to go back to the island.
Well, basically I want an underwater tube. And the lower half is probably going to be dealing with some item transit system. And the upper half is going to be a nice sized walkway. Nothing huge, you know, I don't need rooms and stuff out here. They will either be under the island or in the farm.
Okay.
But I think I'm going to need to get a couple of stacks of prismarine and outline it. If you are here, we might try to make the circle more perfect than I was going to.
Because I have a lot more experience doing that than you, it looks like.
A little bit of that. A little bit that you might have the screen real estate somewhere to go look it up.
How big are you thinking?
Not very.
Was
Probably 9-ish? I don't know.
9-inch or 9 meter?
9 meter diameter, not radius.
No. Alright,
I mean, I say ish. What I'm probably going to do, particularly for the stream, is go get my water-breathing night vision going. It'll also help me see what I'm doing while I'm underwater.
yeah. Right, I got it. Open.
At first, then we will outline it. It should be a weird spiral of glass and prismarine. You might see I have some sand smelting out here at the array of furnaces.
Over on the island?
On the island. Okay.
I was in another screen. Here was subjective.
I have the water breathing. What I don't have is the night vision. I have regeneration. I don't know why I have regeneration, but I do have regeneration.
Brought a bunch over when we first started this.
I see tons of night water breathing. Oh, no, there is night. You know what the problem is? Is they look identical.
Yes, yes. That's why I put them on different rows.
Okay, so we can down those down the hatch, and then we can try to line this up. As I said, my goal is sort of hitting the base more importantly than, you know, where it is. we'll try to level out decorative. So if that's the top center, maybe. Come on.
Alright, so you want to go...
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
You want 2
that
off
right?
on each side. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep. Oh, here. So 2 off on each side.
What do we mean 2 off on each side? 1, 2, 3.
Oh, sorry. Give me half a stack of prismarine and I can... Or, just some. I can start outlining the circle.
There's some. 1. There you go.
That isn't 2 off on each side.
Okay. Yeah, so if you can just outline this circle right there against the wall, we'll think about... I'm outlining the path, which is the center here, and then I have to say if it's big enough or not. If that makes sense.
Yep. Mine is a very easy circle.
Oh, since it's supposed to be horrible. But I'm wondering if that's too small, too high, too low. Can we skew it, further this way and maybe get a longer stretch, which would look cooler? I mean, I don't want this huge, because we have to drain it once we build it.
Yeah.
And this is not supposed to be the project of... This is supposed to be a quick path so I can have stuff in my base reach here. I'm thinking a little bigger though. This feels claustrophobic. If you were standing right here on a path of glass.
Yeah. Okay, so the next one...
So let's go another... If I go 4 more that way, that'll move this...
That's 13?
Yeah, and keeping this edge where it is.
Oh. Alright, so 13 does also 2 off on each side. And this...
Then I'll leave you that. We're off by 1 somewhere there. Yeah, I only have 4 at the bottom.
True. Oh, yeah, that's it.
And we're wider than I was thinking somehow, but ignore that for a moment. If I like how it looks, we'll run with it. More space isn't bad so long as, we don't have to do more than split it in half for draining. How's my timer going? I'm doing okay.
I'm out. I am.
You're out?
Yep.
I think you have an extra over here. We can steal that first. Just so we don't have extra hanging around.
Yep.
And let me see what's going on. We have 1 here. A couple there. And 1 more here.
Yep.
I can mirror once I can see it. Yeah, that looks much better. And that'll just come this way, all the way into the wall. We don't want to fill it in yet, though, because I don't know the details, although we might want to start. So let's just make the 2 edges. I don't know if you already are going to get the replacement.
Get more now. Why do I hear a guardian?
As a squid spawned. It's very rare a squid spawns in there. Very rare. Unfortunately, they will kill the squid on the wrong side of the lava. So I never see the ink sac. And it's too rare to be worth me putting hoppers all around the thing to collect them. Much easier to go run and get an inventory full from your new ink farm.
That was fun. It feels a bit glitchy though. The way it collects, the way the water stream stops.
Water stream. Oh.
So if you
falling down.
Yeah, if you put water stream and let it fall onto a piece of ice, and then melt the ice with light.
Yeah, that was what Tango was doing. It doesn't do a block update, but it melts.
So
the other way is you just have it go down to the hopper.
Yeah.
And you keep the slabs around it. So that's not, you know, changing it. Besides cleaning up the mess.
They're already not dying from falling damage. I mean,
no, they're suffocating in air because they don't breathe air.
I was thinking, oh, I could make it a clean death and let them fall to death, but then I would have to dig another 15 blocks down, and no, no.
Minute left. Not that it won't warn me. And I do have Depth Strider, of course.
Right, so
it almost feels like building in creative.
With the top and bottom as well?
Probably. Because that'll outline it for us better. That makes sense.
Remember the circle pattern. You got it. It's 5, 2, 1, 1.
Well, the problem is I'd like a weird spiral effect, maybe in dark prismarine. That's my cue. Which of course I'm gonna have to go get, but I did craft a bunch, as you might have saw.
I just crafted a little bit more, so I was trying to remember how to do it. Not really any reason but that.
And I have all the ingredients for you there now. Yeah, you made the farm. I collected a bunch of inventories full.
Yeah, well, and then, so I went to Maine this weekend.
And a spider entered your farm.
Was it a spider? I didn't see the log. Because the game also had crashed by the time I got back. So I came back.
Well, I saw you were offline, but...
I came back
I saw the log with the spider comment. Yeah, that room, instant spawn proof.
Was it meant to be?
Well, right
yet.
Outside that room, I entered to about 5 creepers. You know, I went to go look around. Big, you know, strange thing, right? And the sand we're using right now actually mostly came from that swamp right outside your desert there.
Not the,
I would have just used the desert, but it was becoming night and I forgot my bed, of course.
Oh, I have chests full of sand there now. I emptied out that space.
Yeah, that's okay.
There's a bed down there.
I thought so, but I was exploring as the sun was setting, and yeah, and you know what? Swamp right there, dive in water. Nothing bugs me underwater.
Well, except like you're making this thing, this awful, awful thing.
Yeah. They're, enjoying a lava pool.
That's what they deserve.
Let's see if I can't make such a pattern. One, two. Wrong. Ugh. You come back to me. You come back to me. And it's probably glass I want besides, but dealing with these are cheaper for when we mess up. Particularly like the one I just dropped to the ocean floor. No, ideally, like, this rings around in a spiral like this, 2 each.
Yeah, no.
And we see how it... But I might need to go 3 somewhere. This is an indicator. Maybe the...
Oh, I guess
like
you're right.
Well, no, it'll work out, actually, on the full loop. But I don't think it'll be balanced.
Oh, I think that.
Well, I'm just thinking from here to there, I would like to be, well, not identical, but have the same approach. So we might just pick one side has a third like that. And then go 1, 2. Whoops, to there.
Might want to center.
Or we keep it this in between. That might work too. Especially if I crisscross it, like down diagonal the same way here. I like that idea more. Whoops, wrong. Just for simplicity's sake, you know, not... Because that would be, like, right here and just mirror. Because I sort of want it to crisscross anyway, we'll just have a couple of these next to each other.
I'm gonna grab some dark prismarine so I can help. I only have prismarine blocks.
Yeah. I don't know what I want this to be. I mean, I wanted a lot of prismarine, but I also wanted a lot of clear. That's not mirroring what I did on the other side. And both of these blocks are reasonably cheap while we're standing here. Not to mention, besides the dark prismarine... Well, the dark prismarine I wouldn't be using except for your squid farm. You realize that.
No, that's part of
that is... Well, that's part of why I was going to make one if you didn't.
I wanted the dark prismarine, and what I was thinking is the haunted mansion that we want to put in at the golden saucer thing. I would be very surprised if that didn't end up having a black and red and or maybe gray theme being a haunted mansion.
For a more, you know, while it fits a Halloween theme great, it's not necessarily a Halloween thing, it's just a generic amusement park one.
Yeah, so I wouldn't make it orange necessarily, but red makes sense.
Oh, you can add a little bit of hints.
Yeah.
But
I was figuring it was mostly going to involve black and gray.
But I like the idea of using the Mushroom Island like Tango and False Symmetry are doing right now.
Oh, I haven't been watching them.
They're just making it on the Mushroom Island, and of course the feature of the Mushroom Island is no hostile spawns. So you can keep it dark and gloomy. Or at least have areas that are not fully lit.
Yeah, so what I was thinking of doing, this is whatever equivalent, is putting lighting under black carpet so that it's lighting from...
Well, it'll help, but not perfectly.
we end up doing the same thing. Yes, good.
Yeah, my wanting it at a steeper angle makes it harder almost. Because you're so tempted on this one to make it, you know, catty corner in all directions. Do I want? Maybe I do. So, if we make a ring like we have over there of the regular prismarine, and if you don't have the ability, you can start repeating this pattern next to it again.
Red block of a prismarine block on each side, like that. Like that.
No. Like it would be on the wall here.
I see.
So that, I mean, we may indeed also do other borders, but let's try thinner first, if that makes any sense. I mean, needless to say, this is supposed to be the access out there. It's not really my intent to be swimming out there forever. And we need a fitting access.
I fully understand the idea of using the farm to make the materials around the farm, even if I also think that doing that with the slime farm was a bit...
overkill.
Green.
At least how you did it.
Green.
This is green, but I'm using it as the framework material, yes. But it's not really my intent. Wrong.
Do you want the same on the bottom?
Yeah, that'll certainly mirror.
And just mirror the top entirely?
My only real question on this is, what is this block here? You know, this keystone on top of the dark prismarine.
Clearly prismarine. Not a prismarine block. Not a prismarine block, but clearly just prismarine.
Well, the prismarine brick is what's there right now. I think it's probably more dark prismarine. Probably? How's that?
Okay.
The top support might have to go entirely or become maybe just regular prismarine things. We'll have to play. And obviously, this is going to be a gaping hole into the... and the far side is going to go into the mountains and then into a staircase up into my storage room, which also doesn't exist, but you know. No, they're apparently doing a Halloween island on their mushroom island.
Need a new potion.
For the enjoyment of the mushrooms. They're the ones they don't kill in the process anyway. None have been hurt, except for the ones that have.
Know that making my cow farm ended up taking probably another 30 hours. I'm only slightly exaggerating because I wanted to do it with mushrooms. Worth it.
None of those have been harmed either, except for the many stacks of them.
Yeah, I have plenty of leather and beef. Just got lots of emeralds by making a lot of books. Because it turns out I made a book factory. The farms I have at my base are for cows and sugar right now.
True. I noticed you borrowed some of the lamps. Oh, that's what should be on top there.
Yes.
No, maybe surrounding it. I'm gonna have to play with that now. Okay, let me get the random one out of here. There we go. Because that's certainly supposed to be the light source. Some will have to be in the floor. That might actually replace this whole row here in the center. Just to get enough light? I don't know. That or we have to have a weird pattern, because any light I have up there is not really going to reach down here enough. You may have noticed that dilemma. Yeah, I like it, I like it. No, it feels almost like doing creative builds when you're doing this underwater. You know, flying around it. Swimming around it. Or, you know, once you get flight and mod it. Since it's more of a glider that they're introducing, I don't think we'll quite be able to do this in survival in 1.9. My trick though is whatever method I use to transport items down here, I need to make it 1.9 friendly. Because I don't know if this world will last or not, but if it does, we don't need one more item elevator to fix.
Yeah, that's why I moved the portal for the squid farm just to be down in the hole. There's no need to go up. Just stays where you are.
Well, up's not that bad, it's just different ways. And I don't think I can do it on the farm side here easily. I don't know. I'm dealing with there's one, they fixed the glitchiness of the bounding box of fence posts.
Also,
that's the real fix.
They fixed this bug that was annoying, but at the same time, damn them for fixing that bug I was using.
Exactly. Either way, wherever the pattern crisscrosses the
there should be
guidelines, just assume the pattern. The guidelines may not exist in the final version. I mean, the arch will, but not, you know. The guidelines are there so we know where we are. So I wanted to get those sea lanterns. I needed a next round of potions. We might need more rounds of potions.
That are torches. Well, you definitely need them. I think I might be able to manage in the dark.
Yeah, you know, you set your brightness higher or not. Have your screen at a reasonable brightness, whatever your game's set to.
I don't have any torches on me. So if you go, you know, I could use some.
There's a bunch in here. Where are you? There you are. Delivery. As soon as I float down.
Now I have an infinite air source.
Yeah, no, I do that all the time. When I was complaining about bed and going underwater, I did mean staying underwater, you know? Whoops. Down I go. No, not catastrophic. Yeah, I've been making some of these too. No, and that one. Well, I need to repair that at some point. The Silk Touch pick is the one that you see in the red.
Ah.
Because I've been Silk Touching most of my underwater, my mining exploits. So the off-cam thing I've been doing in this world. And I off-cam here probably as much as my other world right now, which is the modded world. But what I'm doing there is even more boring. Yeah, I'm waiting for 9 or 10 stacks to go through of gravel to become, of cobble to become gravel to, yeah. That was the breathing, of course. They both were, but they were different. I don't understand, sorry. Going through the machines and then sifting into actual useful resources. It takes, about 3 hours to, yeah, I've been AFKing a bit. Just a bit. And I don't really want to do that on stream. Don't know why. Somehow, my first video on that stream has gotten posted somewhere people are seeing.
Okay.
It's shot up to like 100 views.
That's not insubstantial.
Hmm?
Not insubstantial.
Compared to, everything else on my channel, which, the Guardian Building Farm has 20-something. I don't know, given how Google is, it's hard to tell what that means, because I know it's easy to trigger multiple views yourself. But something is, and I've gotten the first download of the pack. Well, of the tweaks to the pack. The pack's not mine, so I don't distribute the base. Because it's not mine to give. I don't know, we shall see. I know my last stream had one person watching the whole time who didn't say a word. Well, that's what Google told me. So if more people were in and out, I do not know. And it meant a lot of, you don't know if anyone's there and you're talking to yourself, and I'll tell you, there is an advantage when you tag along.
So, is the Dominic in the chat right now, is that new or is that last time?
No, that's last time.
Right.
That was an exception to the rule. But I don't think he stayed long.
Well, now I can't tell the difference between prismarine and dark prismarine, but yeah, I could work in the dark.
Picky. Now, I don't know how you feel about the other farm. The villager thing. It's like, I want the final product. I'm not feeling the build very well.
You know, I seem to mind it less than you, but... I seem to mind it less than you, the actual building of it.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how... I mean, that one module we have isn't looking great. I don't like the visuals of
Well, making it look right. Like, we may go back there later. I don't know. I needed to backburner it for a little bit.
I think... And it might be one of those things where we decide on a visual and then... You might have noticed...
We might go there and play with that with no one watching, at least on, like, the one next to it. And then we'll just punch it out on stream or something.
I mean, you may have noticed a theme that happens sometimes where you, like, get the general idea of something you want done, and then I get bored one day and it just, you know, gets repeated. Because I was watching TV.
Yeah. And I've been playing with other things in that type of time, which is happens too. It's why I actually do some of that stuff off stream. You know, if I'm only doing the general resource grind.
Oh, that will happen a little bit less now because I am employed again. So
I'm also busy.
I'm not
there working on such things, or what needs to be done for such things to make me happy longer term, or you know.
This place isn't bad. So this place hasn't been bad yet. It's a little funky. Like they have this whole system in place where they I should breathe.
Rather than drown?
Yes.
Where you can... There we go.
Oh, so like you don't really do any work that matters for the first 3 months to the actual needs of the company.
Is it getting you to know the systems that you have to work with, though?
Yes, it is a mixture of classes and orientation meetings so that you get to know the systems. And because Wayfair does a lot of... Oop, that's what I did there wrong. Because Wayfair rolls their own a lot,
interesting.
like, they decided that when they were making it, there was no MVC framework that they liked. So they made an MVC framework that they liked. So now you need to learn their MVC framework. Which is fine. I mean, my Heartel is quite good. Even though the core business is for selling home goods and furniture, it was started by software guys, so they believe in making internal tools a lot. And they're good from what I've seen, which is the most surprising part.
Yeah, well... I don't know. You have the problem that most third-party tools are mediocre. Because they're too busy just trying to sell the tool, not use the tool.
Yeah.
And most companies do not have the ability to do homebrew.
Yeah.
And therefore, mediocre far superior than,
Like...
You know, unless you're trying to compete with Amazon, though.
Oh, which... I mean,
and they are trying.
They are trying.
And if they're in business, they're not failing mission.
Not failing, no. And from what I can tell, they do some things very well that they needed to learn how to do as a furniture selling company. Like, apparently one thing they're very good at is the logistics behind large packages. To the point where... So I mean, obviously they work a lot with the same manufacturers as Amazon. Because, like Amazon, they don't, you know, they aren't making the product, they're just a venue for selling.
But they have to transport large things.
Yes, whereas Amazon largely
does it a little bit, but
they largely built themselves on, you know, normal parcel post.
Yeah. And adding new business to the U.S. Post Office.
Yeah. So... that's interesting to me, at least, that you know, they actually have some warehouses down in some southern state that they, you know, specialize in. They actually do one of the other income sources is this large parcel logistics company that they've just tacked on to their furniture selling website.
Because while Amazon does a little bit of furniture, it's not like whole large couches.
Well, and even when you do, oftentimes what you're buying is apparently just a Wayfair couch that they get through Amazon. I found out recently that my kitchen cart, is from one of the old sites. So part of the problem with Wayfair is that apparently the original model was, so when you Google, TV racks, if we put TV stand in our name, Google will push it to the top of the search so that you're more likely to see our stand site instead of some other ones. So we're going to have, standsinsomething.com. I forget exactly what it is. And then they decided to expand their inventory and do other things. So they had like hundreds of these niche-sounding sites.
The problem, domain names cost, $10 a year when not on sale.
So, and part of the problem was that they didn't have consistent naming. So the one I'm thinking of is there's allkitchencarts.com, and but there was also it could also be something essentials or whatever. So there were 5 naming conventions based on what domains were available. So Wayfair as a branding didn't come around until they were yeah, we're gonna
we should fix that problem of not branding. Are these water? These are water. I should have gone to... I don't know why I came here, really. I should have just gone to that Heidi room in my redstone. Sorry. Talking, crafting, no.
So,
I should have just gone to my Heidi room in my stronghold, not fortress. Another fortress.
That's wrong. But I'm not streaming. I'm making a lot of mistakes. But I'm not streaming. I'm making a lot of mistakes. The pattern and needing to fix them.
Yeah, I just find myself quoting Tangle, words. When you're trying to say something and not happening. And words.
So one site was allkitchencarts.com, which is where I bought my kitchen cart via Amazon.
So I have one hanging around here, and you have that whole wall full.
Oh yeah, exactly. So it's Wayfair won't sell anything that Amazon actually sells. They won't do any repeat inventory. But Amazon will be yeah, so we have a selection of kitchen carts, and people are looking for it, and we would rather keep people on our site and recognizing our brand than make them go find a different site. We're gonna sell your stuff for this one sale. And that's the basic idea.
Amazon's size is very virtual. They're much more hosting right now, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, that includes hosting product as their biggest thing, not necessarily their cloud service. So, many people do use it. It's not the cloud service I use, but I hear tell it's worse for what I'm using for. I want it to act like a computer out on the internet. How else would I get this to run? And it's not that you can't run Minecraft on, a Verizon host, one of their cloud service, but you have a lot less guaranteed CPU time. And Minecraft, if anything, needs some CPU time. Of course, I surf the internet, and what I see from Google is tons and tons of Linode ads. I assume you do not see them all the time.
Never at all.
And this is obvious because Google sees me going to linode.com. And is, I guess, trying to reinforce interest in their product to buy it. Of course, I go to linode.com and I click that login button.
Yeah. The one you paid for?
Yeah. Well, you would log in there too, maybe if I needed to give you more access to one of these virtual boxes, but, you know, or the one virtual box, only the one's running right now. The temporary one was temporary.
Where'd you go up to?
My base for about 6 nighttime vision potions, which is more important to me than the actual water breathing. See the seeing part, not the... And also because I'm trying to design the thing. I mean, eventually we'll go through with sponges, and the inside will be dry. Of course, that means we need to seal the inside first, because, right?
It would be more fun if you did. By fun, I mean...
I've had enough fun draining the entire ocean.
For the definition of hell, that's the kind of fun I mean. But,
These are water bottle. Why did I think they were... water breathing? Oh well, I'm going to go to your trick.
Which is? Which of my tricks?
Torches.
Ah.
It's not your specific trick, it's a fairly well known way about things.
Nope.
It's just then I don't have to do the 2 potions. Now, one reason why I wanted the manual mode, even though I don't have potion brewing here, so I haven't been doing it, is they drop, you know, their rare drops are like your fishing rare drops.
Yeah.
So you can get from the Guardians your pufferfish.
Not that we're lacking for them, there's still several stacks of them at the,
Yeah, and not to mention, I would, if I remembered at my place, I would have just... Wait, wrong. There. Get it. Drowning?
wouldn't recommend it.
There we go.
How much more of this is there? How far are we going?
The wall. When's it being enclosed? I think it's just filling in with glass. The question is, am I staining it? Probably more of the light blue stained glass. Probably. I think I have a bunch of the flowers around. We're lucky enough, because that's a task for while you're watching TV or YouTube or something. You know, at the witch farm. Bone mealing the ground. And harvesting the resulting light blue flowers. I'm so not used to having night vision and worrying about the drowning thing. You counted this out, right? Okay, good.
Which?
Count is a little arbitrary, you know, it's not like high stake numbers here, just matching the pattern on top. Okay. I think once I remove the extras, but yes, every now and then you get a squid that spawns in there. And we hear the attack. Yeah, no. Easiest build, this is not. But it should look cool. It already looks cool, which is good, because I'm just planning on glass for the remainder and a floor in the middle. Other functional blocks may also exist. Because there should be a floor in the middle. That's where you would walk. We'll obviously need to make a ramp on the other side of this wall. And I'm hoping various item transports can be through here. So for all I know, it's just going to be a huge array of water streams in the end. So sorting should be on each side. So, you know, maybe it's just 2 water streams. One in each direction. I don't know. Unless we have non-sortables, then we have a problem. Probably at first there'll just be 1 water stream at the bottom here, carrying guardian drops. But I also want to see if I swim this way just a wee bit. Yeah, that'll be nice. Probably the pattern continues into the wall until the next one of the vertical sections. Though at the wall we can sort of, you know, once we'll not break through the water while fixing it, we can sort of, you know, hold off. So let me check. Whoops. You. Away. That next bit I want it to look at. Since we have a pattern going and it might help speed up the process. Which was that glass. So we have a stack of blue orchid. Which is a stack of dye. And we have 1, 2, 3. I don't think I have enough. I have 6 stacks. I need 8 stacks of glass. Do we have some glass already made? There's a piece. I'm exaggerating. There's 4. You. Oh well, we'll do what we can. Because that's easier than doing what we can't. I mean, I have the sand with which to make more. I put it in a chest here. There we go. Don't know if I have the coal with which to do more. But that's a whole other story. Okay, so this can take a stack. We're good. Take a stack. 4. Oh, and do the 4. One short. Oh well. I have some coal in the other chests. I don't know. We'll see. The worst thing is I have to swap out a block at some point, which is going to be annoying. But can be done. Either you put dirt on the outside part and then break it, or you just get ready for the impending flood. Nice squid. Breathe. Breathe air. Magically created by torch. Such a strange how they implemented the drowning mechanic. That was one stack. I can't see this yet, can I? Because it's glass underwater. And all you see is the
water.
I think that'll work, though. I mean, you're supposed to see the water, you're just not supposed to be seeing that running animation on your side of the glass. Okay. You're over halfway. I'm out of air. And I'm very deep. And I'm not near a wall. Fortunately, that Depth Strider also slows down your damage rate.
That or respiration?
Yes, respiration is that. Aqua Affinity lets you move at a reasonable speed. And Depth Strider... Well, no, Depth Striders move... Aqua Affinity is what again?
That lets you mine. It gives you some ability to see better.
Ah. I know it's a rule in normal generated worlds to have all three. I'm less concerned on that wasteland world for some reason. There's a distinct lack of water.
So you need to have sand affinity.
Distinct lack of actual sand, too. If it was a sand world, some of what's driving me insane now would be easier. Basically, you get your cobble from the cobblestone gen. In modded, that can be simplified easily enough to not be me actually mining it, just having a chest autofill. So you get the cobble from a magic chest that's always full. So that's an easy to get resource. Good luck after that. You can hammer it down. And that'll get you gravel, and you can hammer gravel down, and that'll get you sand, and you can hammer sand down, that'll get you dust. And you can sieve these various things for, that was not silk touch onto glass, for more useful resources like iron, aluminum, copper, gold. You can sieve dirt for seeds and stuff. You can get dirt from decaying leaves, you know, composting leaves, and a few other things like saplings. And rotten flesh. There's plenty of rotten flesh to be had in that world.
I think
Which you can also dry on a drying rack for your emergency early game food source. Monster jerky for days. Sounds tasty, right?
Oh yeah.
But it doesn't give you hunger like the non-preserved way, so, you know, it's an actual usable food source.
Well, I mean, if you have enough rotten fleshes.
Steak's better. It's about the equivalent of a baked potato. So not evil, just... And that's what I'm mostly eating now in that game, is the baked potatoes. I can switch to fish. The auto fisher there is working fine. It's not the AFK variety. It's the I just run so long as I'm loaded variety. It's modded. And there's a block that if you power slowly, maybe a little slower than when you're doing it, fishes. Key. I was up here for the next round. The next round of beverage. The in-game beverage. The one round will be fine for my out-of-game. Needs. There we go.
Oh, so yeah, so I'm a part of... I'm one of 12 recent, new hires that started this week in engineering. And this next 10 weeks, we have 3 projects we need to do, which involve learning the product and them watching us work and us working together on things that they don't actually need done so that they can place us within the company, actually.
How large is the IT here? And particularly in the dev side of things, since...
Manual QA has not been mentioned. Automation has barely been mentioned, but it has to exist, right? I hope it exists.
Oops, wrong place. Oh no, I'm used to fighting too much with QA. For silly reasons. The silly reasons meaning management created reasons. Not good QA people trying to help us, you know, solve what's wrong. But sometimes it feels like the person I was trying to help the other day compile one of the mods out there. Not my mod, but one of them. It's like, I don't know. It was supposed to be included in the build script. So how comfortable are you at the command line?
Me? Or
You personally?
I'm pretty comfortable, yes.
And how do you rate coworkers you have been with?
They're really pretty good, actually. All of my jobs have had an element of that required, so...
Yeah. Well, I can't say required, you know, is maybe a little bit in air quotes for me. It's just how I do computing. For more advanced tasks, not for simple tasks, of course. But I am, from Linux point of view, very used to the command line for file browsing, of course. But from a computing point of view, I like the power you get from using the command line. You know, to enter what you know, like a calculator.
Yeah.
Very much like a calculator. I just find some people are too... hi there, teknoaxe man.
Hey.
How do you pronounce that?
Yeah, okay.
But it means I'm, you know, from a programming point of view, if you're trying to build something, I'm probably giving you the command lines you need to run. And in the open source world, that's how everything is sort of distributed. Meaning, if you can't deal with that, we've got a problem. So, right now, in Minecraft, not in people failing to build Tinker's Construct, we are building this little tube here. Not X per man, okay. Sorry for any lag on video from when I read your message to when you hear me reading your message. I told it to be laggier in favor of not complaining to me about lag. But it didn't have good options. Yeah, delay 5 seconds? No, you get the option of none, 30, 60. I think I need 5. Okay. But we're building this, and basically it's going to be a pathway into my, well, I'm making a base. It's just a rough tunnel right now in the island there, and under the island. And we have a guardian farm here, as you can see. And I'm making the tunnel combining the two. We're making the tunnel combining the two. So it's slowly designing and filling this out. This is right now my vanilla server. I've also been doing a bunch of modded stuff lately, which I'm sure you'll find on my channel as a whole. In fact, one thing I have to do soon is not a pre-recorded video, but a how to install that mod for a Windows user. That's going to take some trickery in VMware. Just, you know, getting the video right, not the steps, really, because I know the steps are identical. It's still Java. No, the person was having trouble running the git command as, you know, listed.
Mhm.
It sounded like Git was not on their path, but was on Git's internal path if you ran Git's own more Unix-like shell.
Yeah,
So it's like,
that's a setting on Git, which I always just tell it to overwrite everything, and I shell like the Git shell.
so it's like either use Git as your shell, because it has bash and that is cool. Although I don't know if I would use Git's bash, because undoubtedly, if I'm running Windows, when I am, I have some other form of bash sitting there. We have enough for half of the glass. But it means to running half of the commands in Git shell and half of them on their command line. And the command line half is not succeeding. Let's leave it at that. But this is path environment variable stuff. I don't really want to be debugging it for people. There's this weird GUI screen somewhere on my computer, you know. I don't even remember where it is. And where I do remember it, it was at least 3 versions of Windows ago. Oops. But we're talking Java in Git commands. You really shouldn't need... It should work on both Linux and Windows identically. And that's why I say bash is cool, is, you know, then I know all of my commands work. No modifications needed. Okay. Because DOS is a little lacking in my opinion. Windows has been improving it, but it's still not on par. And most of their improvement is basically adding the Unix commands to it. Hmm? Well, here's things that work. I don't know. I like Linux, but you'll find a lot of what I write is, you know, like cross-platform Python on my own, you know? Okay, so, how are we doing?
Oh, I'm gonna have to dig out the that side of the cave in a bit. Running out of...
Well, what we're probably going to do for now is finish enclosing it and start making slivers we can dry out and have a small way to sneak out, maybe with signs. Like into the farm, because I don't know what's behind that wall. I assume is rock until we hit the other side. Unless my storage room thing comes down this far. I don't think it does. I think we're 1 floor below it. And it doesn't come out this far, it's all under that path. Okay, we'll get there. Or ladders. Something just to keep the water from flooding everything. So I have a trick for water flood on this wall, like when I want to revamp it some. All we have to do is remove 1 row of slabs right next to the wall, and the water will just pull up there, rather than go all over. So let me just do that for now. We might find a slime chunk, but that's okay. Oops, too far down. This does leave a question. Did I accidentally do something to break light? Not seeing the right field because I've been doing too much elsewhere. Yeah, light's broken. Well, let me just put down torches and they will wash away. But that's okay. Because the ones washed away will be in water. And mobs don't spawn on water. But this is just a trick to keep it from flooding everywhere. I'm not worried about. We might need more glass, though.
I have some at my base in the furnace. At least 8 or 9 stacks.
Or you can go pick up that other bunch and put it in the furnace.
I am out of dark prismarine, so I cannot go back that way. I cannot go back that way. I'm going to drown myself.
Whoops. No glass there yet. Might need more light blue. I hope I have some up at the either up at the amusement park.
Still got 6 stacks of glass right here, and and a stack of blue plants. Some stuff.
So good.
Oh, and you got plenty of glass. The one chest, the one off chest.
I forgot to look here. I was just about to, thinking I had. Thinking I did bring some in here, didn't I? Because we made the glass on the farm.
The top chest on that stack and the one off chest to the right have a lot.
Okay, and I have a bunch now. Plus, I think there's more sand up top if we get some coal.
I thought there was coal.
I have plenty, just not necessarily
here,
up top.
Stay still for a second. Let me give you coal. This is the coal I collected while we were emptying this. I put it into blocks. So that should be enough for stuff.
Where did it go? There it went. But, yeah. This farm is so ridiculous how much of the Guardians pump out so long as we're just a little away, like up on here. You see all that, right?
Yeah.
It's like, for the difficulty level of creating it, it's not even like we...
All of the... so we have tons of prismarine and prismarine bricks in the chests just from us dismantling the...
Yes. But no dark prismarine, because I used all that on the farm itself. Just that little bit at the top used all the dark prismarine in the original build.
Odd.
Plus some. I had to craft some. I mean, we have a bunch now, because I've made 9 stacks or so, and me using it as the accent line on here is not gonna bankrupt us. I hope.
It's easy to make more.
Particularly since I already brought over all the ingredients.
Yeah.
And we've been ignoring them, so there should be a bunch around.
Yeah, for the shards.
Then I'll finish that. Okay. And the rest of the sand I collected earlier. We can convert it to glass that we'll use somewhere or other. I did want to make this a little more video friendly. And let's just pull both of these into my inventory. There we go. And now we can see you're actually working on the place. Rather than, I don't even know you're in here. And we can just poke a hole right here, and we have an exit. Whoop. Smack. I probably want ladders for this. And a couple of fences. Surprised there's not a pile-up of items on top again. Been long enough, I thought. I guess not. It's only been an hour and a half. But it is something like an hour to fill up one of those double chests. I think it outperforms the iron farm while you're standing here. For item drops. Of course, since I have to AFK here for the Guardian stuff, the iron farm outperforms the rest of the time. I was looking for something like oak wood, that'll do fine. Stay. There we go. 33 should be enough. And some signs. There we go.
Oh, there are plenty of signs.
And probably plenty in my junk chest back at my base.
When we were setting up the Guardian farm, I think we left 10 stacks of signs.
Fortunately, they don't stack to 64. Only to what? Swim. You can do it. Swim. Oy. Forget how slow this is when you can't force it to be faster somehow. There we go. Now, if I hurry up and fall... There we go. So now there's an exit. Temporary as it may be. Ouch. It does come with less, stuck in tube. How's that? I don't know. I think we do a good job if we get this, you know, just dried out. looking reasonable, you know. We'll make a quick, dirty staircase up into the base. And if you have any What?
Sponges still here?
Is what still here?
Sponges.
Sponges are probably still in those chests over there. I don't recall us moving them elsewhere unless it's my ender chest. I don't think it is. Ender chest is where I would hide them. Because they're not cheap. But we had over a stack hanging around here somewhere. Once I have a little more done, we can block off a little bit and basically make a doorway like that and dry out the section. This first ring is almost complete, if I can place a block in the right place. There we go. Yo, 10th time a charm. Okay, whoops, wrong. Let's see. I lost a torch over here. We can get that before it despawns, not that it's that important. No, wrong. Wrong.
Alright, I think this is as much of the design as I can. Not quite. It's a little bit.
Ideally. How big is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? But I don't really want to go... Well, remove any gravel in your way and put it there. Because I don't want to deal with gravel later. If that makes sense. And we'll finish it when we've, I used to own a shovel. There it is. And we'll finish the design when we can enter. That's the signal that you should have done the torch breath trick previously. There goes my water breathing. I'm not water breathing. I've not been using that for a while. But now I can't see. It's like difference on the angle. So sorry for standing up, folks. I'll be sitting again in a second. As soon as I can see what I'm doing. I put it in my inventory though. There we go. But, you know, eventually I want the pattern to go to probably one more iteration, full iteration here. And then we'll stop.
Makes sense.
So it'll go a little into the wall. Of course, there might be, I don't know, how far is that going to be? That's going to be to about here-ish. So we'll see what we do in the little chamber past that. We don't have much room till we find the other side of the island.
Yeah, not that bad though.
And my tunnel down to my mines. Well, eventually my mines. That's the other thing I've been doing, is slowly boring over. I think you saw that at the beginning of last stream.
Yep.
I should be lined up to where the 3x3 is below here. I maybe should remove this on playlist, but whatever. Need better music sources. This one you might recognize from many of the hermits. Not this song, but this source of music. As he's giving free music to everyone on YouTube, and well... everyone on YouTube needing music. Okay. And has some of its focus towards Minecraft. I'm focused towards his humor group, though some of them I'm not sure count, but whatever. Okay. If I block you from getting in, we know I did it right. Hmm?
I can still get in bottom there.
For now. Goal is no. You're not supposed to be able to walk in and out here. Might have other places where you can walk in and out to the ocean, but this is supposed to be the dry path. Maybe I'm making it harder by making it underwater and not above, but there's, I think, very little flexibility on that for this style of base. We don't want much above. And that just looks cool. Going to need more sea lanterns. At the very least, at the very least, mirror what we did above, below, on the sides as well, or what I did since they're in my inventory. Yeah. But yes. Yes to streaming. Even if we started a little late. key. But no, I don't know. What I was thinking is to throw together a pack, maybe in 1.7.10, maybe 1.8. I'm borderline because, you know, so few mods have actually upgraded. Which you can join me on, but it's mostly adventure. So very, you know, a lot of decorative blocks. But not a lot of, you know, gameplay changes, not tons of machines and stuff.
Sounds preferable.
Because that is a learning curve, and while you might enjoy it, it'll take time. And I think that'll do well for giving us something to look at before they get around to finally releasing 1.9. And we can keep this running, of course. Maybe this will still be our stream material. Or if, you know, just someone wants to join a server in general. I don't know. I think it depends. It also is less of a CPU hog that way. Although the pack I'm currently really streaming, not the Agrarian Skies one, isn't that bad for learning all the other stuff, because it's kept minimal.
Mm-hmm.
How's that? Did I get them all?
It's at the bottom, yeah.
But I think that would be interesting, too. And there will be some new machines, don't get me wrong, but it'll still be Minecraft. And a very big change to beginning game, which I like because otherwise you start doing beginning game too much. And I like it, but I don't like it. Yeah. Sometimes, but I've been starting too many little toy worlds. It's nice not to be beginning game sometimes, too. Here, we are not beginning game.
No.
Not at all.
Considering how often I've casually replaced my diamond armor and tool set, no.
Yeah.
And that pig farm is just cheating for enchanting.
Oh, yeah.
Basically,
I've only used it once, I'm sorry, but, you know, after I was complaining about losing my diamond to the pigs, I think it took me 15 minutes.
It's basically what I've been doing is
to re-enchant an entire set of diamond armor, swords, weapons, picks.
Yeah. I've been going there, getting up and getting a cup of water or something, coming back, being at my initial level 30, and just enchanting everything. Because any levels you lose, you make up.
If you're at like 35, you have enough of a buffer just to sit there and enchant.
Yes.
Meaning, by the time you finish your current enchant...
And I very intentionally put everything in reach from the one spot.
I noticed. It worked well.
Yeah. I think the things are spawning on top of the anvil. Can things spawn on an anvil?
But it shouldn't spawn with you right there unless that's a weird mechanic of the slime things.
Either that, or because the anvils were too high. They were stacked on top of each other quite a ways up.
Maybe, but I thought it was like 24 blocks from you. Which... And I say this from all the skyblock work where you have to actually pillar out 24 blocks or the mob spawner fails. You're gonna continue glasswork? Did I have glasswork to do? Yeah.
No, you do.
I was out of potions, that's why I was getting...
I was out of stuff to do with Prismarine. Without digging.
Well, I'm out of glass, which is why I went on to sea lanterns.
Okay, I'm gonna find the sponges, I think.
I think they're in those chests still.
I didn't see them in those chests, so I'm gonna go check the ones over here.
Unless I put it in my storage chest or my ender chest. I like how the sea lanterns look underwater too, even without the enchants. Oops, we did miss a bit of prismarine here. There we go, fixed.
There they are. They're all dry already.
That was kind of ourselves. But that's gonna need some dirt buffer or something too. Probably dirt's best. Sand and gravel works too. We have plenty of gravel.
Alright, and I just grabbed the sand that was here. Not sand, glass.
Yeah, I didn't think we had any glass here. We have, I mean sand here. Because I already... Dive. Oops, there we go. The prismarine is the optional part. I just want doorways there on each of these because that's how we're gonna sneak through as we dry it out.
Mm.
I say it's optional because we're just gonna destroy them once it is dry. Because the rest can be gravel. It's just holding up the gravel. Make sense? This is the trick for when I was doing it, like, in the amusement park. Because I needed a couple of, you know, separate lanes. And I'm just putting it on the dark prismarine for convenience sake, not, any other reason. So the goal here, if anyone is tuned in or watching separately, is sponges have limited usefulness. And this shape is conductive enough that I don't think we have to think about it too much. We just need to start at the top and go down and it'll be mostly okay. So long as no more than two sponges wide worth of space. So I think we can get away with slightly larger sections. And if I'm wrong, we'll shrink the sections later. But we need to section it, because otherwise it's just too much, whoops. Too much for the sponge, and it fails miserably.
These guardians won't be attacking us while we're trying to do sponge work.
Yeah, you know, what I did in the amusement park was I actually just took the furnace with me into the water area and was basically doing the torch trick while waiting for things. Remember, we only had 3 sponges then too, so it was like I was just sitting there doing it one sponge at a time. So we're a little better now. We might actually swim up just because we have enough sponges that it's not worth moving the furnaces here. But the whole point of the doorways is just so you can work, you know, between sections. And while you're doing it, you might fill one in with gravel temporarily, but it's the one water source. You know, the little flood coming in there is not going to cause us harm. Thank you. So we will need destroy these blocks temporarily. The vertical axis on this side of the wall. I want to put ladders up so we can get from the bottom up to the doorway, you know, the exit.
Yeah.
Because the exit won't flood out because we put the signs there, and I put a safety trap if we do accidentally. If we do accidentally flood the Guardian Farm, it'll just be one block of flowing water and then open. You know, rebuild the wall and move on with your life. Unless you open up multiple walls, then you'll make source blocks. Don't do that, please.
I should.
You'll come back to an interesting lake, lake in a mountain. And a few drowned mushrooms. And rabbits, I guess.
Yeah.
Actually, they might be safe.
In the glass? With the, yeah, with the things on top.
Between the glass and the fence post above. Like, unless I deliberately put... But I'm unlikely to, because so long as you can't get there. Make a new meaning to an underwater base, wouldn't it? Have a little store thing at the entrance with water breathing potions. Oh, a couple of diamonds each.
Diamonds are in the...
Have to, of course, hide all the pufferfish we've caught already on this server.
My diamonds are in the base.
You know the torch trick. Not in your ender chest.
Oh, they are. I was just joking.
I think you can find other sources of ender chests on this server. We haven't gone quite as crazy as Mumbo, but just because we don't feel the need for that many in one location. The multiple location bit, though. I'm surprised we haven't put one in the iron farm.
Yeah, I keep expecting one to be there.
It was before we had enough pearls when we built the place. You know, I had a few which I had on me in case of emergency. But I know this is dark, folks. It's not too bad when we see the lanterns, but... You, placing? Sponges?
I am.
I hear the sound. Yeah, so at some point, maybe you just have to call me and we have to play with sound stuff. Or be ready to accept calls. Because typing sound from me to you is apparently becoming tricky. This might be the easy section though. It was thinner. And the next one's not fully walled off, so yeah.
I'm trying to use 16, and I don't think I'm doing that inefficiently. So I noticed some like single source blocks that had been missed to tie up. Set it not to use a sponge for those.
Placey blocks are sometimes easier. Why don't I have a brewing stand here? Because I was thinking of a nice brewing room upstairs with automatic brewing for at least a couple of common potions. Yeah. And I was thinking of this while listening to that wonderful sound constantly. We have removed that. I keep looking at Tango's base, and he has this middle floor, like between all the portals he has. And I keep feeling it looks just like, you know, it reminds me of the top of this, like if I was on a small pillar at the edge of the farm. And I don't know why, because I have decorated this obviously in Guardian form fashion. He just has like slab walkways out of the portal, and then it goes half a step down. And I think the size is similar to these 4 tanks. And then he has a very busy looking floor, which he feels is busy too, so hopefully we'll tone down a little bit. And it's just like, it looks more like the, you know, because it's busy and I just ignore it to a degree with the sharp color. You know, it looks like the whole to nothing. So it looks like, oh, you're on top of the Guardian farm. Wait. And I got a better view of XB's farm. Bit different. He actually used the original monument. He's just using those 2 side areas next to the courtyard for his spawn chambers, and an area in between to funnel them into. And more fall damage, less lava damage. That's okay. Seen this type of design since I built it. The 3 blocks, so you don't have to go down very far. Because here, effectively, all their damage comes from the lava, not the fall. I mean, they get a little bit. And we are full.
Alright, so that first segment is,
Not that I can do much about us being full on stuff here. My inventory's too much in build mode. Meaning a mess. I like a much more empty inventory when I have to deal with crafting here. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have 1 storage silo of fish when I do make the storage silo, and then if you have any neat ideas of how to dispose of them, because that will fill in about 40 minutes. You know, like a silo of 3 double chests, or 4 double chests. Yeah. But yeah, I'm glad I didn't make one of the more complex super farm designs. I don't think servers exist that large that, you know, won't lag out anytime someone's near the farm. Certainly the pigmen add quite a bit of lag when they're aggro. But they don't drop nearly as much gold, I find, as these guys are dropping the prismarine crystals.
I mean, they're dropping a lot. Like,
it's like all the nuggets.
And yeah, the problem is, like, you sit there for 3
and you
hours.
need to go for the blocks 9 times 9.
When you fill all 3 double chests with nuggets, you get 2 stacks of blocks.
By the way, the center of that is still iron. Because we could have, but it felt like we didn't really have that much overstock.
I mean, it's producing pretty quickly, but it's producing nuggets.
Meaning I only needed to steal 2 stacks of gold for that. But I do like it. Anyway, the Guardians needed gold to protect. Moving it to the center was a good idea too. Not that I knew what was going to happen in the center while we were building. You understood that problem. It's like, that was a mistake. Drop down on all those raw fish you threw onto the floor to despawn. Hopefully I get at least 8 stacks of this in my inventory. Oops.
Of what?
Of prismarine shards. Because otherwise you can't make the dark.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so this is the always fun part of farms like this, which, you know, produce the raw ingredients, but I'm wondering if I should make some sort of crafting booth like I have for the iron farm, but I don't know how I do that.
Well, that's sort of how it was with the gold, too.
At least there, you just need a crafting booth for the, for both of the stages. Separate. Yo, a booth that basically fills... My problem with the gold is I don't know how to deal with the no water stream and transporting and pain. Guess you could just ship it out to the overworld and pick it up later. But then you have a very laggy transition. Or if anyone walks near there. It's interesting where that portal ended up in the overworld. It feels further than it should be, even with the ×8 of the nether.
I haven't.
You've seen it on the map, haven't you?
I didn't find it, actually.
Oh. It's notably east. Like, just north of that witch hut in your swamp. Not our real witch hut structure. I see it because it's a building on the mountaintop. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, and sea lanterns are an expensive recipe. given how much the crystals drop. I mean, we're getting the rates we need right now to make it that we have over a chest of lanterns. And this is without my formal storage system. 4, 5, there we go. Because I want to pipe these up next to the portal. And I want a storage room up there. And I want to burn all the excess items rather than have them stack up like that. To slowly despawn. Because that's lag producing. I should put a couple of stacks of ink in my inventory, then pull out whatever I can hold. Almost done. Let's just say farm restocked itself from what we've used while here. The bottom chest effectively empty. And dark prismarine is an annoying recipe. Just saying. Don't need this random one ink sack. You know, I'm working with things at stack at a time.
Alright, so we're glassed in now.
Good. One, two, three, 4, 5.
On me. So I'm gonna find more than that.
Hmm?
I have 17 gravel on me, which I don't think is enough to fill in that circle.
Ah. Chests up on the island. That's where all the gravel went from our draining experience.
There's plenty also in the chests by the farm from our digging experience.
The only place we don't have gravel is our chests back at our bases.
Yeah. I have gravel and dirt. Well, I've gotten some gravel again. That's had some
I
time.
just dug out some of the dirt veins. I was encountering on my way over underground. That path is not complete, so we will not be showing it off. At least not more than we did last time. One or two of these wasn't quite full. Okay. Yes, but what happens is it'll overflow like you see here, you know, like when I came down here. And it takes a while to actually reset. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. I just want to call this done. I don't know. I'm torn. You know, it's like, one hand I want to just put this into a storage system, which will get the raw ingredients. Probably put a few crafting tables in the floor and say, have that. On the other hand, I want these chests full with, you know, some at hand, at least for projects we're doing. Anyway, it'll last a little bit. I'm done for right now because I'm tired crafting.
I left some sponges in furnace.
A furnace.
Furnace
down.
by all the work chests for that. Not on the island, but near the farm, near you.
The farm work chests. Okay. The farm overstock chests. Which, I think that platform is a feature for the foreseeable future. Because moving it, well, either we say we don't need the material, and then we can remove it. You know, just axe it and call it a day. Let's see how my aim is. The bad aim would have been throwing it in a way where I fell into the lava pit of the farm. Somehow I find that one suboptimal. I don't know why. Is this actually blocked off now? So let's see if I can manage.
If you can, well, you did it with... Oh, I missed some glass. Not in the one you're working on, so don't worry.
Man, I would fail miserably. It's just a little too wide. We did miss some glass here, though. No? No, that's an under. I think? I don't know. Something strange on that corner. No, it's like a hair too wide, so it's like I have to be quick about putting two down. Or, no, it reforms.
That means it drops out. Leaving the rest of the sponges right there.
Wait, where?
On the pillar, the crossbeam.
Since I really don't want them sitting there for 5 minutes and then go, where were the sponges again?
Since I've got gravel on me, I'll keep... do you want them closer together?
On what? I don't know. Not really. Yet.
Okay.
If it's just a little bit of quick work, I just assume do slow but steady. There's ways of dealing with it, it's just... And having it closer together just means we have to now, you know, do more cleanup. I mean, you're gonna have to get rid of some dirt when we come through here in a bit, but you know. That didn't quite work, that last one. That's better. Let's try from this side. How are we doing? I'm lost under something. There I go. Okay. We're getting to the halfway point. I don't know. Maybe I need it a little closer. I'm just not sure how I want to do that. Do I just want like it cut down the center? And then the door becomes another mess? Or do I just want to cut in half this to 3 wide? Oops. Missed. Because I've gotten the top half of the spear right now. Is there any effective tool on sponges?
No. But bare fist is as good as anything else.
I'm using a torch. Which is to say, something without durability and thus the same as a fist. Miss anything down here? Dirt block, not that important. Since the one I'm afraid of course, is the expensive sponge. Particularly on this server, they seem to have been in the last place we looked. Wait. And the last place we looked only took how many, monuments?
All of them? I don't know. It was on the 6th one, I think. There's that nice little crackle sound of glass. Yeah. You don't happen to have a piece on you, do you? Yes. I need to
If
get
you
back
get
there.
over here at some point on the upper level, there's only one way up here, so good luck. Although you could break through the wall for that.
Wow.
Yeah, up there you'll see a little bit of flood coming in. It is not because of my handiwork with sponges. Oops.
I picked one up, but I just dropped it behind you. Not intentionally behind you.
I don't know, cleaning up the sponges from here is what's really going to be really hard about the too wide, I think. So maybe you do want to cut these rooms in half again. To go back to what you're working on. Not this one, I'm too far along to worry about it, but... I'm stuck under sponges now. You know, if I plastered the whole space, you know, one sponge per block the whole way down, I'll drain it with whatever width it is. What was the point of the sponges again? This should be getting easier as I reach the bottom. Why isn't it? Oops, that one's dry. Therefore, I'll take it back. Thank you. Well, almost. Ah, perfect. Only thing left is, you know, the water flowing in from the next room. It only took a stack and a half of sponges. As I said, no, now might be a good idea.
Oh, next.
Yep.
In that regard. Certainly should be done by the time you actually have sponges to use.
Yeah. Right now I'm at the nice task of they're all over the place in here. And navigating this tube was easier. When it wasn't,
Dry.
Yeah. I have a problem that's going to come up, though.
Hmm?
As we get close to the island, we're going to leave the jump boost. Eventually, I just want to fix that. And, you know, just get a second beacon at the island and switch, you know. I'm usually fine with one beacon per location. And, you know, just switching it to the need at hand. But this location's a little too big for one beacon.
Yeah. I mean, again, feel free to steal one from the...
Yeah.
Squid Farm needs 0 in its current shape.
Until you fix the spawning in the lower area, I would rather be able to jump onto that wall to get out.
There.
Because then I can see, without opening door, who's calling.
But you definitely don't need haste there.
No. And I'm only going there because I know it's large, untouched desert. Hmm?
I did need it while digging down. When digging down, jump and haste are helpful.
Yeah.
why there were two there in the first place, but definitely don't need both.
Just barely can't reach it. This tube looks much bigger from in it right now than when we were outlining it in the water.
It does.
This isn't necessarily a bad thing. I don't mind once we drain it out, and this is still easier than a large part of the ocean with guardians attacking us all the way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the next 4 chambers are done, or the next 4 half chambers, I should say. Which means I'm almost done.
Well, we're getting there. Probably. See if there's anything more interesting we can do for a little bit, and then call it a night. Because I'm getting tired of finding random sponges all over the place. Sorry. It's an amount of focus on my vision that's getting tiring. Oh, the whole project. Key. Is that the last of them? They say that's the last of them. By which I mean the ones on the ceiling, not the 1 or 2 I still have to pick up from the floor. Missed one. And a couple of dirt blocks. So apparently story mode is out now.
I heard.
I was watching Hypnotized play on his live stream earlier. You know, I mean, obviously it's, you know, a Telltale story game. You know, so if you're expecting what you get, you know, point-click adventure, choose a few things, a few mini puzzles in, you know, that type of format.
And watching your
slightly
friends die horribly. No.
Yeah, your imaginary friends, yes.
Oh, they're more known for their Walking Dead game, which
would
and among
you
other
prefer
things.
their initial Max and
That's true, that too. But the Walking Dead game is it just like it'll give you a choice between 2 awful, horrible things with terrible consequences. And then you
it's a little more cartoon-like, like the other one. My problem is it didn't have the first episode, you know, which he was able to play through in 2.5 hours. Which seems much different than Max and, what's his name?
Sam Max?
Sam Max, thank you. I recall that being, you know, at least 6 hours of play for the first episode and a bunch of annoying puzzles on the way as you explored the world. This seemed to have a lot less exploring, at least for the first episode. Much more linear.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you don't choose what... You know, not that it was a lot to explore, but, you know, it was you walked around these 2D things in Sam and Max. Whatever your choice is, and there, you know, the horrible, you die horribly, usually is somehow undone at the end of the... by magic. But, I don't know, we haven't gotten far enough along to see who horribly dies. They've just unloosed what seems like Wither times 20. And no bedrock trick.
You have to actually fight the Wither, like, fairly?
Hmm?
So,
Nah,
you know,
I don't know. That'd be the last episode.
so
Right now you're off to find the Heroes of Light.
So you know,
Sorry, wrong story.
you know, Tango's breaking bites with with the 20 times Wither or 100 times Wither or whatever it was.
Yeah.
I
And
have this
Sark's base.
I have this slight problem where when I saw that episode, I was like, oh, that's what a Wither's head looks like. I forgot. It's been a long time since I've seen the top half of it.
I thought I made sure I showed you that.
Yeah, but I only saw it the once.
I mean, I think that might be the only true Wither fight on this server so far, and I'm reluctant to use that spot again. Because I'm afraid if he does get out into a cave or something, you know where that spot is right next to?
It's near the fortress, right?
No, not the Wither spot. The spot we did on the overworld.
I mean, I thought it was near the end portal and all that stuff.
No, where we fought it is right near your base.
Oh, yeah, that thing. Well, no one's using it. I mean...
Whatever, I'll make something else. I mean, we could have fun with your wall and, like, have an 8 Wither battle. Yo, tons of apples on the hand. Potions, beacons going. Yo, you want the strength beacon for those. And the 2 of us. And the regen beacon. Yo, so with a strength and regen beacon, you do a huge Wither battle. And I mean legitimately. And I just make a large iron room underground, because they won't blow through that too much. Otherwise, you know... Next server. But, I don't know, what do you think about that in a week or two starting Modded World, which is mostly exploration-based? Not sitting at a crafting table crafting machine number 532,000.
Yeah, we could do that.
What?
Yeah, we could do that. Not the crafting machine number 5,132.
That's another reason why I like this smaller... You know, it's like, I'll probably have a little bit of tech in there, but... Ugh. Maybe that was what you noticed in Agrarian Skies, is I spent the entire time
building
in the overworld, which is a very controlled environment. So, more or less safe, unless I'm goof. At a crafting bench. Now, there is some more finicky machines, you know, like redstone, but that's not the point of too many of these mods. And when they all merge together, you know, when you have all the mods together, it feels like you're just crafting the most cheatiest way of getting a task done, not the most interesting way. And you can force yourself to do the exception, of course. And I will, because it's more interesting. But, you know, it's like what I have now. What do I have now? Yes, I'm doing a little crafting because I've decided not to go mining. And I'm using the ex nihilo stuff, the sieve stuff. Which isn't complex, but does include lots of sieving. And I'm doing it like you do any farm on this server that needs AFK time. You look up for a little every now and then and you switch it to the next machine, you know? But I think that'd be an interesting turn-up while we're waiting for 1.9 to stabilize its feature set. I mean, if you want to play with something particular, by all means, you know how to launch it. You probably have less of an idea how to launch whatever mod pack I make up.
Definitely.
What?
No, I definitely have no idea how to launch it.
Yeah, it's not that bad. Well, assuming you don't get caught up on silly stuff in my instructions. Like, unzip file here. Since it would be a private pack and I don't have to worry about, you know, whether they allow distribution. So I will try to make it distributable. I'm not very much a fan of modders who have a strict dislike of people tinkering with their mod.
Mm-hmm.
You know, their mod of their tinkering of another game.
Yes.
I know I'm in the minority here of not... Well, I'm in a weird thing. I have my opinion, but I also acknowledge their right of copyright of that mod. Or their part of the mod. You know, it's a joint copyright between them and whatever they got it from. Yeah. Which means... You know, I would sort of want to uphold their copyright, I just don't agree with their terms, and therefore I'm stuck with the, I guess I can't use your product, you know? That's the answer. And it's not to say they have to be open source strictly, I just am expecting more openness. Most mod makers say, yes, you can use in a mod pack, you can tweak for your own things. They don't want you to mirror or use AdFly. I don't want anyone to use AdFly for anything Minecraft related. But I've discussed my problem with them using AdFly, and it's not, you know, the problem of them making some money off of the download. It's the problem of who is your source of money.
What's... I do.
Have you not ever found an AdFly link? Don't you have Optifine installed? Doesn't he force you still?
Yeah, but I have AdBlock on, so it just 20 seconds
Fails
before you get a white
entirely.
screen. What?
It's the click in the top right. They usually don't allow it to work when it ad blocks it. Although AdFly might have put in the code to just find the real URL and give it to you.
You get 15 seconds of a white screen, and then it downloads.
No, that's not usually how it works. Usually you get a few seconds and then you click link in the top right.
Yeah, okay. You get 15 seconds of a white screen, and then you click in the top right. So...
Yeah, but you're not paying him, and it's the clicking the top right that's the important. If you do that, you're fine, even if you see it. It's not like AdFly itself's giving the malware directly.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the ads are usually to malware, or to porn, or to... It's, you know, I haven't seen any, like, legitimate ad that someone playing Minecraft should be given to.
Mm-hmm.
And by malware, I mean it's like download now links. Like the one that, and in the center of the page and at a real size, not hidden in the top right corner, like where, you know, you expect an advanced menu to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, once you do it once, you know where the link is, and you never make a mistake again. I understand that part. And it's only a few seconds. Yeah, I understand that too. But if everyone did that, where are you getting your money from? Now, I think AdFly technically is doing the, you just have to watch the ad and they get paid. You don't have to actually click the ad. So it could be from better sponsors, but every ad on there is definitely the, if you don't click it, you do no good for them.
Mm-hmm.
That means enough people are clicking it that it is worth whatever malware it is to be there. Because if it wasn't worth it, they wouldn't be advertising on... This makes sense?
Mm-hmm.
And that's my problem with it, is it's like... why do you want to subject people to this type of ad? There are other options popping up, which is helping. Curse, you know, the mod gaming thing with mixed reviews depending on what game we're talking about, is being a lot interesting to help. I mean, I don't like the Curse voice client. One, because it doesn't work on Linux. Two, it feels too much like those browser plugins of old. Or of current. You know, the ones that randomly install with some silly piece of software like Java.
Yeah.
It feels like that, but for... I don't know. I don't have support, don't really want to use it. You know, the only thing I want it for is they're now distributing some mod packs, and I do like how they distribute it. And it is helping that problem with the, you know, the community problem there. You know, and the wanting to have the ads and stuff, is they are giving direct links to each of the mods. So what I would like as a mod creator is a little odd, because a mod in a mod pack doesn't feel the same to me as you downloading the mod directly.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when I'm looking at stats on a server. And I've never been one to worry about you mirroring my content, but, you know. I mean, please don't, but in more of the... I won't support you if you don't have the right copy.
Mm-hmm.
And if it is a direct clone, you might as well get it from me so I know you have downloaded it. Oops. Yeah, that went much easier. I approve of the narrower decision. Hmm?
Okay. Now I can clean up everything behind you.
Lag. Okay. Frame lag. I don't know why, what, when, where, how. But it's, you know, not to remove this world, just, you know, something else we can jointly be on. Okay, I was about to say.
What happened?
I put one down on the floor and it, you know, of course, filled up with water. Well, it didn't fill up with water, and I was like waiting for the water to flow in from the next wall. Like, we removed the source blocks all well and good, but, you know, there is still, you know, a way for the water to enter through the door. I'm not worrying about it because it's just a little bit of flowing water. Once we clean up the other side, it'll fix itself. Okay. I get jump boost on half this room? Neat.
Yeah, we're kind of at the cusp now.
But no, this is much bigger in here than I thought we were going. As I said, not really a problem, just is. No, not that block. That nearly clear block? No, no. Breaking that's gonna be wet. I can throw you all the wet ones.
Do that.
Hmm?
Do that.
I have to get some more wet ones from up here. Did I get rid of all my torches? That matter. Why do I only have efficiency 3 on this shovel? Probably because I remade it and I said that's good enough for the moment, or I just picked it out of my store. Either way. Okay. And I'm not noticing much on anything but, you know, gravel. I wouldn't notice there if I was doing the normal trick. It is a cool tube. Now that we can see some of it. Hmm?
Yep.
I'm now not sure how I'm going to do the pathway versus water flows. You know, I might put the pathway down here. You know, like on the level I'm standing now. Because then you see more of the circle, rather than halfway up, which was the thinking originally. Because this is certainly enough for 2 waterways, and that's one more than I know I need.
Was the
3, actually. I could get 3 waterways through here. You know, it just needs to be item flow in one direction or the other, not... that was not done yet.
No, I didn't mean to click. There we go.
Why don't you take these?
Okay.
They went that way. Okay. And dry them, and I will put some of the more 46 I still have in this one. We're gonna have to figure out lighting too. No, through the tube here, all it needs to be is a basic waterway. I think. You know, meaning one wide with an edge on both sides and some, you know, maybe ice. Slabs. Normal. To my knowledge, none of that'll break. I don't know. I want.
When inevitably you accidentally break the tube.
No. That might break the water stream temporarily, but when we inevitably upgrade to 1.9 or try to my knowledge, a simple water stream is not going to break.
So
I'm out of torches.
With this tube making, when are we going to put down a super bomb to break it so we can get into the next zone? When are we going to put down a super bomb to break the glass tube so we can go into the water zone?
Do you really need to go into the water zone that way? Probably much more likely to make a small pool of water in the Guardian Square to spawn a Guardian outside of the trap and get him into a minecart. And Eric thought the iron golems were bad.
It annoys me that they don't suffocate.
In air.
Yeah.
I was here looking for those other torches. There they are. The ones I remember being here when I was giving you them. Okay. Just a quick pause, folks. I'll be right back. And back.
I should really head out soon.
Yes. What are we at? We're at 3 hours, so I'm not. Unless I'm being crazy, I find 3 hours to be a good... Because... You know, it's like... well, on the modded, it's like, oh, and now I have all this stuff to AFK for. Or half AFK for. Like, I'm gonna sign off now and watch someone else's video. While I... wait. I wanted to, though, torch up that new section. Which is why I was getting the torches. Because I don't want to come to the... to that super bomb. You know, the creeper? Because while they won't spawn on the glass, I must note I decided that this was not to be fully glass. And therefore...
They will spawn. So I'm just waiting for last 5 sponges. And then we'll do, and I think I'll head out for the night.
I don't know, just put them in a chest somewhere easier. I'm gonna probably try these out and call it myself. Maybe break this dividing wall. I... want to look into a few other things anyway. Maybe making that how-to video. Hoping actually to have it either posted or ready to post by now. Since I wouldn't want to be uploading while... But you know, it included new things like getting some video editing software in Linux, which is a lacking. There's a few. But I don't know. My conclusion on the Telltale game is we'll see what episode 2 looks like. But what I see of episode 1, it both has potential to succeed and potential to fail miserably. It feels like they made the episode a little too short. As defined by not selling it to me in the one episode. Not in their method of upselling you. That we know about. Okay, I have to drop down and collect these before they, inevitably. And get that one last sponge, which was out of reach.
I like these water drops at the top. Those by the I don't like the water drops at the top caused by the prismarine being one way from water.
Oh. Water drops from the top where? I have a water drop? Or is that the question?
No. So you know how when a block has water or lava above it, it drips down.
We could fill in glass there.
We could.
I'll have to see, because the real question is... Yeah, I don't know. I'll think about it. I mean, it's just a transit walkway too, I think. I don't know. I mean, it's that or we have a full loop of the top half, like to here, of being solid glass. Maybe clear, maybe the light blue, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure what to say. I know the problem. And the fix is usually related to slabs or glass.
Sure.
And we don't have prismarine slabs to put on top, which would be the easiest solution. And to my knowledge, we still don't in 1.9. Which is going to make more people livid than dual wielding. Maybe not, you know, the people who only play Minecraft or PvP and are going, you ruined the game entirely, you know, those people?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, yes, you can PvP. Yes, I can make some fun PvP minigames. But it doesn't seem the point. And it doesn't seem balanced for it. And the minigame, I can make it balanced for it, but you know.
They're trying to balance the game for it, so that's why people are complaining.
So it's easier to do, but it's still, there's too much going on in the game to say it's inherently balanced without a world with some, at least, gentleman rules. You know, it's like, how do I balance what I want to do? I don't mind if we do a little mini-game now and then, but, you know, I want to build these structures, too, and I don't want you stealing everything from the structure, anyway. We could debate whether we did, you know, some of these maps more collaboratively, in which case, you know, like Tango and Impulse, it's one storage room. With ender chest for the more annoying rare items. So if you do mod it right, there is no such thing, really. Oh, you want wither skelly heads? There's a plant that grows them in one of the mods I intend to include. You have to find it, which might be harder than finding, you know, your first wither more normally. Particularly with cleavers, which have like a 1 in 3 chance of dropping your wither skull head. And other mods that'll let you convert skeleton heads, which will drop without lightning bolts and charged creepers and that stuff. Yeah, so it looks like the most upper one is okay so long as you're standing down here. Great. Like from here to the very top, right above that. I don't see those drips anymore. All the other drips I see. And I'm thinking there's going to be an ice stream here possibly here and here. Or I want the ability to have the ice streams there. And if I am to walk in even a maintenance capacity in the stream, that means the floor is up here.
Do that with glass going glass floor, so you can see the streams go by.
Maybe, maybe not. Maybe another mixture of things. Probably another mixture of things. Probably transpose this pattern up to the floor level. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So floor here. So you're going to be walking up here. Ish. Maybe one more up. Depending on my mood. Yo, do I want to match this edge or do I want to lip up on the edge? If we fill it with glass, it doesn't matter. I only know I'm going to use one of these for now, which is the Guardian drops in. But, you know, we have the space, so let's assume... Let's make it possible. Yeah, and then... Yeah, I guess we just fill the inside with glass, one layer thick. Like this whole sidewalk here. And then each of those. Not below here, but... Okay, well that's gonna be... Do you have any light blue left on you?
I left it in one of the chests. Where they were.
My question is, do I want light blue or another color covering the structure?
There's plenty of light blue. There's, I think, 3 or 4 stacks of glass, and then...
Yeah, well, that's not my question. I have to do it before I know the answer. You know, if I put light blue in front of the lights and this dark prismarine, will it still look... Will it look as cool as it does now, sans dripping? Or am I better off dealing with the dripping or turning off my particles while I'm in here?
I feel like the worst case scenario is putting some glass on the outside half.
That might work too.
That should be relatively invisible.
I probably would have to do the whole... Or just make the structure too thick at the points which are prismarine. That might look okay. That might look okay. You know, basically if everywhere which is not prismarine, we just add another layer, thickening the beam. Oh, that would look cool. Little more all around, but it's not like we are lacking prismarine. And we'll just double up the sea lanterns where they're sea lanterns.
Okay.
Because I don't have any on me, but that's besides the point. How's that look from inside? Just, you know, think it's going to be that thick all around. And I'm going to go out sideways here, you know the whole...
Cool to see.
Difficult to see is fine from inside.
Yeah.
And here it just looks like an extra ridge. You know, a thicker beam where there's a beam. I'm fine with that. Quickly do a little bit of it. And then we can call it a wrap for the stream. We're at 3 hours streaming. So the time on my screen tells me. And then we have the question of how we go from that pathway down to here, but, you know, that's... or for that matter, from the other side up into the base. Here. Okay. I would like to keep the torches on me. Thank you. Wait, wrong. That stays that way. It was this one I needed to swap. For what it matters, but you know. So I'm gonna have to go check the other side that I've done this consistently. Because I fear I've done something wrong. But outside of finding a consistent pattern and using it, fail. There we go. I think that solves the problem, because it's now too thick. Wait, wrong. I have to admit, with the detail, a vision potion is going to help. This. Oi. But I think that'll work well. I'm going to go look inside in a moment. And keep the... Well, it'll actually accentuate the ribbed look. Which I feel is a good thing. Without the problem that glass isn't quite invisible, you know? Unfortunately, when you make these huge, more epic things, and then I'm looking at the rest of my base, which you know is just a hole in the wall right now. But it's like, how am I going to? I have to have Tango's storage room somewhere in there, and... Yeah, and it looks mostly the same from in here, because I don't see enough through to see the... Well, it looks like a shadow. Like, I'm almost outdoing myself, so I have to outdo myself again. You know, that problem. Guess there's worse problems to have.
That's all the prismarine box I had on me, so I think I'm going to stop adding to them tonight.
Yeah, well, yeah, so off stream we'll probably finish up this, because it is a repetitive thing that we're going to want to watch TV while we do. As cool as it does look. And next time, maybe back to villagers. Unless I have another project around here. Obviously, my next project is Quick Tunnel In. I probably will not stream building Tango's storage system, because I'm just going to be following his tutorial. Probably to the T, except for whatever blocks I decide to use. And I think there's some stairs and slabs required, so my choices might be limited. But presumably next week we'll have another stream and we'll pick something to do. There's more work at the... My mind's blanking. We have more work at our villager trader. We have work on stuff at the actual amusement park. A nice Halloween stream for would be a good thing too. You know, prepare for Halloween with the haunted house, even though it's meant for a more generic thing. Ouch. And, well, till next time, you can check my channel's history for more of streams on this server, including building this whole farm behind me, the Guardian Farm. And my other main series that I'm normally streaming on my own is a tweak to the Zoomovoid mod pack to give Zoomovoid Wastelands, and I mean Sudamati Wastelands, which I will be continuing to stream. Seems to be currently doing 2 streams of that to 1 stream of this, but that might change as time permits. This one I try to do Tuesdays, the others I do when I have a minute, and I'm not AFK. But till next time, this is Easy Terry signing off.
Right.